T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
I'm living on the air near Cincinnati.
Nice.
WKARP.
This is my new podcast wave. I'm not sure what.
You look like a
I gotta
freaking
come up with
mime.
one.
I was gonna say it looks like I'm in an aquarium trying to get out.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, whimsical we all are.
We need to get a hold of Matt and have him change the recording to, or the intro to, and now you're esteemed hosts. We need an esteemed in there.
At what point in time did we become esteemed?
That would literally be the only time we would ever hear our names behind the word esteemed. So,
Well, I was walking around in 106-degree heat over the weekend, so I'm just steamed. So maybe throw that in there.
So no, I think if you're going to go that route, I want to be the Honorable Eric Fiskus. You can be Todd Griffin Esquire, and Brady, I don't know what you're going to be.
that works.
I shall be.
You got to be Eric P. Fiskus, though. The esteemed, or what'd you call yourself?
The Honorable.
The Honorable Eric P. Fiskus. You got to throw the middle initial in when you're honorable.
Well,
I would like to be the Pasha of Indian Drive.
Well, considering that my middle initial is W, I probably wouldn't say Eric P. Fiskus.
That's true.
Well,
But for some reason, P sounds more honorable. Eric P. Fiskus.
okay, then.
Eric W. W has too many syllables.
W. Hello, Savannah.
Savannah.
Howdy, ho. Shut up, Brady. It's Bree.
It is Bree.
Thank you, Bree, for filling in last week.
Yes.
Bree, you were wonderful.
Hello, John Brown.
John.
What's up?
Howard. Hello, Honorable Esquire Ish.
Hello, Howard.
I'm only Ish.
Esquire Ish.
The time is Ish. No, Todd, you're Ish.
I'm
sorry.
Ish.
I'm honorable.
I'm rethinking Pasha because that's a highborn title and not an earned one. So what's another
So, earn Ed.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
so stupid.
I think Bree is talking some smack.
Oh my gosh! Already talking. You know, I was being very sweet and thanking her. I guess I'm gonna have to get my smack on now. I wouldn't dream of it, Bree.
Newest Hall of Famer Rhonda Reeser.
Howdy. Salutations.
Salutations. All right, gentlemen. Visit our website, www.playitbyearpodcast.com. You can find out a lot of information about our show. We'll talk about some of it as we go along. This is, of course, episode 72. I just had a Fat Albert flashback, Brady. I'm gonna sing a song for you.
We just like school in the summer, no class.
Are we allowed to reference Bill Cosby anymore? I guess he's out of jail. Isn't
Sure.
It'll knock the crowd out, I'm sure.
Kentucky Colonel Brady Liming.
Can I be an Ohio Colonel? Am I being too picky?
Ohio. No, you have to be an Ohio
Private.
Staff Sergeant.
Ohio private.
Yeah, Bree, we got your coffee. It was good. Did my name get on the I thought she said shite.
On the side.
Side. Hall of Famers are members, Bree, but we appreciate the coffee. We'll talk about that later. All right. Once again, Play By Ear Podcast, episode 72. If you've not been here before, each of us bring a topic to the show. We talk about it 20-ish minutes, and we generally exhaust the topic, so it's more the ish than the 20. I can't remember the last time we talked 20 minutes on anything. It was always over 20 minutes, but I guess it's some sort of box. A little bit of a box.
Can somebody answer Rhonda's question there? She says, why can't I see anyone else's chat? Are you on comments or private chat, Rhonda?
So just to let everyone know about the background, if you don't know, we broadcast on Facebook Live on the podcast page, Brady's personal page, Todd's personal page, my personal page, YouTube, which I think John's the only one on YouTube, according to what I see on his comments, and also Periscope on Twitter on the podcast Twitter feed. So got a lot of different things, and plus Twitch, but no one's ever on Twitch. Twitch. Okay, so I guess it probably depends on which particular page you're on, Rhonda. If you can't see other people's chats, maybe you're the only one watching from that. I don't know whose page you're watching from. Or whose page anyone's. All I know is who's on Facebook, who's on YouTube, and who's on whatever else. But I guess that's a long answer to a short question. Mrs. Wilson?
Miss Wilson.
God, no, you're on mine. So you must be the only one on mine. You must be a voice in the wilderness on my personal Facebook page. Miss Wilson is here.
Hello, Miss Wilson.
All right. So we are in order on the screen as we will present our topics. Usually I'm doing a game. On this fortnight, I will present another topic, not game related, although we will kind of look for audience input as well as input from my co-host. One of our favorite topics, am I the ANU's AITA?
Asshole.
Asshole, yes.
The buttle.
That would be AITB, right?
Yes.
All right. What was Miss Wilson saying? Harvey, the P in Elwood P down did make his sound very respectable. Is Harvey? I'm not familiar with Harvey. Can someone help me with that? Can you help me with that, Miss Wilson? Is Harvey a book? Is Harvey a show? What is Harvey?
Harvey. Harvey.
Okay, so we got to reference that. But we might have younger listeners. There was a Honeymooners rap out on a Rap's Greatest Hits.
I think the Rap's Greatest Hits was called Dumb Ditties.
That is correct.
Norton.
Ralphie boy.
It also had Hambo, the meanest rapping machine. Hambo.
Or
coming to get you.
Hey, what about when you were just in diapers, wet in the sheets? I was at the
Ponderosa rapping to the beat. Who's the rapping Duke thinking he's so patriotic? Daha sounds pretty idiotic. Don't you think that sounds stupid? Wow, it's been years since I've heard those songs.
I know.
Indeed. All right.
1986 era diss tracks.
Before we go too far down the lupine hole here.
Distraction.
Yeah, lupine distraction. That's what I always forget what you say there. I know the lupine part. All right. So I guess I'm first, according to our order on the screen. And once again, Am I the anuse, asshole, buttle,
Buttle.
whatever you like to call it? All right.
Starfish.
So essentially, it's pretty straightforward here. I'll read the scenario, and we will discuss as to whether the person in the scenario, in said scenario, is an A, asshole, anuse, or buttle.
I remember the last time we did this. I believe I hosted this topic, and we for the first time we had some disagreements. We typically all kind of agree, but the last time we had some splits,
Differences in anal
Yes.
opinions.
All right, here we go. So this is the title, and I'll give the title. Hold on, I'm on the wrong one. Get my stuff together. Okay.
He's deep in blood.
You two are dog owners, so I figured I'd start with this one.
Okay.
Okay, so the title is AITA for not paying for an unwanted allergy shot for my dog. Okay. So the person in the scenario took dog to a new vet. The former veterinarian moved out of state. Vet came recommended from a family friend, pretty decent reviews, all that. So took the 16-month-old Australian Shepherd to get him established and have a general checkup. After getting him in, tech came back, weighed him, nothing more. So far, so good. Veterinarian comes in 45 minutes later and immediately starts asking about my dog's teeth. So my wife and I regularly brush his teeth, have his teeth cleaned when he gets groomed. So we have no reason to be concerned about his immediate dental health. Vet doesn't ask about any of his bathroom or eating habits or any general questions that a new patient would get asked, or the owner of said patient would get asked. So the vet is very adamant about making an appointment to have the teeth cleaned, gives an astronomical price pushes to make an appointment. She says it's very costly to get a dog's teeth pulled, so we need to clean them. And again, owner says we clean them all the time. So vet walks out, comes back in with the same tech. While they were both kneeling with my dog, the vet gives him a shot. My view is obstructed by the vet or the tech, so I didn't know he was getting a shot until it was basically done. My dog is already current on his vaccinations. I even made it clear on his pre-visit paperwork. I asked what she gave my dog. She said it was an allergy shot. Dog has never had allergy problems, never asked for the shot. She told me he was itchy, quote unquote, and needed it. I've raised this dog from 2 weeks, so I'm pretty intuitive about his behavior. I think he's in discomfort or distress. She pretty much ends the visit right then, asked the tech to get me to reception. The visit was $60, no problem, but the allergy shot was $140. So I explained to the person at the window I was not going to pay for that. No one had discussed it. Person checking us out went to talk to the vet about what to do. The vet was very insistent that I pay for it. Already a very uncomfortable visit. Had no intention of bringing the dog back at that point. Told her I was paying for the visit, and that's all I was paying for. Ultimately, only paid for the visit, but was told that maybe I, quote, needed to go elsewhere next time and be more specific about what I'm bringing my dog in for. I was pretty straightforward about just wanting to come in to get established. So I don't know what that was supposed to mean. Am I the asshole for not paying for the allergy shot? Gentlemen.
Not the ANUs at all.
I can't think of any way that she would be the ANUs.
Very unprofessional.
Yeah. It's akin to going to get your oil changed and they come out and say, oh, yeah, by the way, we changed your brake pads, put 2 new rear tires on, transmission fluid. Yeah, they should, in my opinion, they should have done nothing without announcing what they were doing.
Exactly.
And at that point, if she chooses to say, hey, I'm not going to pay for it or go ahead and do it or whatever, then they're covered.
I mean, there was a veterinary issue that my dog Bennett was having. And anything that they did, there was an additional cost to the visit. They were very clear and upfront about it. It's like, hey, We're going to do this. It costs this, but blah, 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 blah. So I can't imagine a world that sounds like a new vet trying to I don't know.
Gouge.
Bamboozle. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So comments from the audience. Gary, welcome. Go elsewhere for sure. Gary says, Howard says, unrequested service. You are not the arsehole. The vet is reaching. Arsehole. Yes. The vet is reaching into your pocket. John, a emphatic hell no. Savannah also nope. Gary, I would have a stern word with the dog about telling the vet he was itchy.
Yeah.
A dog itchy? No.
Never. Nicely played. All right. So it looks like we are pretty much in agreement all across the board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, next situation. AITA for uninviting sister from wedding and insulting stepmother.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Okay. Oh, this one is there's a lot of tangled webs here.
Ooh.
All right. So for background, person here in the scenario is an affair child. Okay. Dad was married to Marie, had 3 children at the time. A male of 8, a male of 6, a female of 4 years old. After Marie found out about the affair, she was devastated, but stuck by my dad because she loved him. After she found out I was on the way, that was salt in the wound for Marie. She tried to tell my dad it was either his unborn child, which was her in the scenario, or her in their relationship. However, she backed down when my dad made it clear he would choose me. So she spent time with both parents. Dad paid for other siblings to go to school near him and wanted me to attend there as well. Mainly, she lived with Dad and Marie and 3 half siblings. Dad was off and away, so Marie sometimes would be taking care of everyone involved if it was in school time. She always knew Marie did not like her, even from a young age. She would do things like tuck her kids into bed and leave me out, or take her kids out while I wasn't there and buy her kids toys and not me. The 3 would always talk about it, and I'd always feel left out. My siblings also didn't like including me in games and stuff. I believe it was in Marie's influence. She'd often tell them I'm not their, quote, real sibling, unquote. And I think she used to talk bad about my mother to them. Basically, she says she was the one that shouldn't exist and was treated as such. Dad noticed it was something he and Marie used to fight about, but Dad always made it up to her personally, because they all went out. Her and her dad went out for ice cream without the others. So essentially, you had one parent parenting 3 kids and another parenting 1 kid, sort of thing. All right. So
chestnut.
Wait, yeah, right. When the poster was 17, her dad divorced Marie. 3 siblings went with Dad and really didn't speak to Marie much. Dad ended up marrying my mother a few years after divorcing Marie. So 17 years later, Dad marries the one he had the affair with, apparently. Reached out to siblings, half siblings, a few years back. 2 boys said they weren't interested, but Lauren, the sister, and her have met for coffee a couple times and get along really well. So Poster has been planning her wedding for a while. Decided to invite Lauren. After her positive reaction, I decided as an olive branch to invite Marie and my 2 brothers. I received a nasty message from my brother asking how dare I invite them, knowing our dad and my mother would be there, acting as if they didn't rip their family apart. I told him obviously they wouldn't have to talk to them if they came, but I just thought it'd be nice to give them an invite. Lauren found out about the argument, basically tried convincing her to uninvite her mother, her real mother, and her father, and choose them and the, quote, woman that raised me, unquote, and that my mother and father are arseholes. I told her she can't be serious and that Marie was not nice to me. She uses another word there. Literally resented my existence. Things got heated. Lauren called her an arsehole. I told her it takes one to know one, that she can forget about the wedding entirely, receiving a nasty paragraph from my brother, and my other brother removed her from Facebook.
That was very Pee Wee Herman-esque of her. It takes one to know one. I know you are, but what am I? Is that what she went to next?
Exactly. Something like that. So, gentlemen, is the poster an asshole?
Well, first off, the two brothers. I couldn't imagine being angry over getting invited to something. Very simply, don't go or respond and say you're not coming. But to get angry about it seems a bit stupid.
Strange.
Yeah.
It is strange.
How dare you invite me?
The nerve.
How dare you invite me to something that I can say no to and just not even show up?
It's going to be the opposite of what's usually yelled in movies. I will be ignored.
How dare you invite me to the most important day of your life?
Yes.
The nerve.
The nerve.
The nerve. The nerve.
I don't think I don't think she is.
No, not even close.
No.
Not even close.
Nowhere near the asshole.
Okay.
She's a nostril.
Allison, welcome. Another Hall of Famer with us.
Allison.
Not at all.
Hi, Allison.
My wife
These
says these
scenarios are
scenarios are depressing. They are indeed depressing.
Let's get a chippier one.
John says
John
no.
says no.
Savannah, I don't think the poster is an asshole. I think the siblings are.
I agree, Savannah.
I agree.
Agreed. All right.
Easy ones. Give us something hard. Challenge us.
I'm trying here. I'm trying. I like that one again because it was very tangled webbish.
Yes, it
sort of
was.
thing. All right. Here's a good one. I think this may spark some debate.
Okay.
Okay. AITA for not rescheduling my party because it's on my dad's wedding anniversary. Okay. So when the poster was a kid, Dad got married to stepmom 2 days after her birthday, which in and of itself wouldn't be a big deal, but it was a destination wedding. So I had to spend my 13th birthday packing and traveling, which, whatever, it's only one birthday. Then when I was still a teenager, my dad's side of the family would just celebrate my birthday the weekend before because of his anniversary. Again, no big deal. Then I'd celebrate with my mom on my birthday. 25th birthday coming up, I've decided to have a cookout at my house and celebrate and to show them my new place since I moved. I invited some friends, my mom and stepdad and my grandparents. I invited my dad and stepmom to be nice, even though I didn't really expect them to come. Well, he told me yesterday and asked me to have it the weekend after because instead he'd be out of town. I said no. Then he pressed more and asked, why not? What's the big deal if you celebrate on the actual or not? It's not like you're a kid. You should grow up and be flexible. I said, no, I want to celebrate on my actual birthday. You chose your wedding date. I didn't choose my birthday. I guess he called my grandma, and she agreed with me that I didn't choose when to be born, but then said it's his anniversary, so I should just be nice and have it a different day because he wants to come, but can't. Is the poster an asshole if he keeps it planned for the same day? I just feel my dad made his bed, now he can sleep in it. Gentlemen?
I don't think. Go ahead, Brady.
I don't want to be a contrarian here, but no. What's a dad thinking? This is not an episode of Anal Read. This is just like, it's my birthday, my new house. Now I would be flexible, but come on, it sounds like that Dad has been guilty of robbing a little birthday shine for a while. So, nah, no. Celebrate that birthday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I personally think it's all being overblown. You know, and so back up a quick second here. What birthday was it? Did it say what birthday it was?
25.
25.
So somewhat of a milestone, I guess.
Yeah, but then again, no, I don't know. I don't think he's an asshole. I think they should work it out or whatever. But it just seems weird that he picked 25 to finally stand his ground. You know what I mean? Like, what? How come?
Well, he's old enough to feel comfortable doing it.
For 7 years, he never insisted on having his birthday on the.
That's not a real adult.
Birthday. Yeah.
It's the
So-
18, 19, 20, 21. It's real, not real adulthood.
So I find it ironic, not the Alanis Morissette kind, but actual irony, that Dad makes the quote, "Grow up and be flexible." Yet I'm not going to
Yeah.
be flexible.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm older than you, so maybe whatever.
Yeah.
I would say he is not
No, he's not an
an
asshole. But I think what the dad is really saying is continue to be flexible. You condition others to how they're going to treat you. And his son, again, he's been an adult now for 7 years, and he's allowed it to go on for 7 years. You could almost understand him not being able to put up much of a fight before he's 18 about the celebration. But again, for 7 years straight, he raises no hell about this, and then this year he's going to. So it doesn't make him an asshole. It just makes him. I mean, I guess
I have a theory.
better late than never.
I have a theory because there's a lot of unknowns here, but I'm guessing his best group of pals, that there was some reason he wanted all of them included in his new home cookout. And I bet it's got more to do with his friends and acquaintances, the people that he wants there. Maybe the girl he's got an eye for or something. So
that's a very good point.
Well, and I guess the new home does make it different. That's one thing he didn't have. This is the first year of his new home, right?
Well, and he also comments, "I invited Dad and stepmom not thinking they would come."
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And
So he didn't expect them. He didn't expect them to change their plans. He just thought they won't come.
Correct. So, and I go back to the quote, and I will put once again emphasis on the quote. "No, I want to celebrate on my actual birthday. You chose your wedding date. I didn't choose my birthday."
there you go.
I love that quote.
Agree.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So Gary says, "No, this is still easy." So poster is not. My wife says, "Celebrate the birthday." Howard, "No, you aren't an arsehole. The parental units, had their wedding on the day they picked. He didn't even choose to be born, let alone the day."
Indeed.
Savannah, "Nope." Matt, and we talk about Matt Vaughn, and there he is.
There you are, Matt.
There, man.
To make a request to Matt while I have his quote, his comment up here.
I'm reading. Dad should grab a sleeping bag and go to sleep.
Get off my lawn,
Right.
whippersnapper.
Matt, we have a request. We need you to re-record. Those of you that do not know, Matt Vaughn is the voice you hear on the intro of our podcast, and we need you to re-record that, Matt, and make a few changes. We would like to be referred to as esteemed hosts, and I believe there's some other special terms of endearment we would like to be used before as precursors to our name.
I said,
I'm honorable. Todd is Esquire. Brady is whatever.
and I'm His
Brady is.
Excellency. I just failed it.
There you go.
And now your hosts.
Matt will pay you in a fresh can of Spam and some potted meat
It's
and
Kenny
some
Rogers
Japanese
Roasters
candies.
Chicken.
So yeah, Matt, whenever you can get around to that. John says no, not an arsehole.
I assume he means the dad is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He being the dad. Yes, that's why I took it. Ms. Wilson, no. What should keep them from celebrating both?
Good point.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wife, he has a new to him house he wants to show off. Gary, Dad started by getting married on the boy's 13th birthday. Jeez.
This is like a John Hughes movie waiting to happen.
So I did miss that. Like, so he didn't get married on his birthday, right? It was like 2 days.
It was before.
It was
he
2
said
days
he
before,
spent his
right?
birthday packing and traveling. So
Yeah.
He's a shine stealer.
Wife also says we've been giving up anniversaries for baseball for years. That's true. That's true. And Matt, thank you.
Is that a yes, Matt?
I believe that the laughing emoji is a yes.
Okay.
I will be honorable. You will be Esquire. Brady will be His Excellency.
His excellence.
His
His excellence or his excellency?
Excellency.
Yeah,
Excellency.
there is a difference.
Yes.
All right. So again, we seem to have agreement across the board.
Yeah. We want to fight. We want to fight.
Fight. All right. Here we go. AITA for saying my sister isn't welcome at my baby's party. All right. So the original poster and her sister had a very big fight 3 years ago, have not spoken since. I suffered a late-term miscarriage after going through in vitro fertilization. 6 years of prior infertility as well as failed fertility treatments had weighed on us. We struggled to celebrate babies as much as those around us, and we took some steps back, but the miscarriage is what broke me. Losing my daughter crushed my soul. I couldn't function. My sister was having her third child at the time, wanted me to show up at her baby shower, which was 6 weeks after my daughter died. I wasn't able to be there and told her ahead of time. She told me she understood, but she wanted me to come anyway, that I kept missing things because we were struggling and it felt like we were bitter toward the family. I told her I held no bitterness, but my heart was breaking. I couldn't cope. She told me I was selfish. I told her she didn't know the pain of longing for a child and losing the first to come around after years of trying, that she didn't know how much it hurt. Like I said, we never spoke after. Husband of the original poster and her were fortunate enough to afford more IVF. Son was born in June. He was early, so things were uncertain for a while. He's thriving now, and to celebrate, her husband and her decided to throw a little meet the baby party. I don't want my sister there. She told our parents she wants to be, and they all see me as wrong for not extending the invite.
Oh, man. Well,
this is really killing the comedy vibe of this show, isn't it?
No, it's all right. We have to tackle some
tough issues,
adult themes
sometimes. So the "Am I the asshole" refers to this particular party to celebrate the new baby, not is she the asshole for turning down her sister's invite.
Correct. Is she the asshole for not inviting her sister to her baby's party or not wanting to?
I mean, I don't, I can't say that I've been there before. So either way, I'm probably going to anger some people here, but I think she should go. I think she should invite her sister to the party.
Okay.
I think that the fact that her sister wants to come to the party says that she's moved on from their earlier, whatever you want to call it, tiff, and her one sister's wanting to make it right and wanting to support her and be there for her new baby. So I'm not going to say she's being an asshole, but I think she's wrong. Is that
Fair
acceptable?
Enough. Fair enough. Brady?
She's just being an ass cheek.
Ass cheek.
The beat about. I'm not meaning to piggyback on Todd, but I'm kind of that way. I don't think there's any a-holes in the bunch. This is a sensitive and emotional topic, so it does not fall neatly into boxes. I think there is probably some wrong to go around, and I think this family needs to get together, have some preparation each, and then everybody will help me out here. I'm trying to do.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't. It's not even the subject matter that makes me uncomfortable. It's that. Yeah, I don't know. I almost think that she should have gone to the party the first time, and then she should come to the party. I think that. I don't know. I don't really know. I can't say how I would feel, but I I guess trauma and the issues that she was dealing with doesn't change what her other sister was celebrating at the time.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, it sounds like the sister has forgiven her for not coming and understood why she chose not to. So I'm short of calling her an asshole, but I do think that she should invite her to the party. That there's no reason to not invite her to the party. So I'm assuming she's not inviting her just because
of their tiff.
And what was said during their tiff. So yeah.
Okay.
Make up and go to parties.
Yes. All right. So I'm having issues.
Did anyone want to touch this with a 10-foot pole with the in the comments?
That's what I'm looking. John says no comments. Matt, I can hold a grudge, but family is family. Wife says invite her. Family's all we have at the end of the day. Brady gets kudos for his comments. Sorry to hear that, John.
Yes, very sorry, John.
It's hard. I mean, I've been part of a couple of those myself. It is very difficult. All right, so I'm going to lighten this up with the last one.
All right.
Here we go. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
For not giving my dog a bath after he rolled in poop.
Oh. Eric, I keep waiting for your microphone mushroom to fall off there. It's
and actually, Eric, I lost you. I lost your question. I couldn't hear you.
Okay, am I the asshole for not giving my dog a bath after he rolled in poop?
Is there a story, or do we just pick it from that?
No,
okay.
There's a story.
Okay.
All right. The original poster and his wife have a 4-year-old rescue dog. This spring, my wife decided she wanted to get chickens. I've told her I have no desire to have chickens, but she was adamant. So I told her if she wanted chickens, she would have to do all the work related to them. She checked our local ordinances and found out we can have up to 4 chickens without a permit or license. I didn't even know there's such a thing as zoning for chickens.
Why does this sound like a typical husband and wife fight?
Exactly.
I mean, it's always the man that says, I don't want no damn chickens. I'll tell you that right now.
And what do you end up with?
Chickens.
Right.
But at least she didn't just, I'll let you finish, but at least she didn't just bombard him with chickens. She went and found out the numbers that she could work with.
Oh, right. She also found a local farmer who runs a chicken rental program. Who knew? He provides 2 to 3 chickens, a small coop with a fenced area, and all the food and bedding, which is just sawdust, and does the drop-off and pickup. Since we live in a northern climate, we've basically had the chickens from April to October since the coop is not heated. So the wife...
I'm sure he rents heated coops too,
Yeah, right? So the wife was really excited about it.
They called Flip My Coop.
So we ended up getting 2 chickens. To start, we put the coop in a fenced-in area that we had previously used for a garden so that she could leave the coop open during the day to let the chickens roam a bit. Eventually, though, she started leaving the garden area gate open as well so that the chickens could just roam in our fenced-in backyard. This wasn't a huge problem. The chickens did dig themselves some dirt baths in the yard.
Dirt mounds.
But that was not a huge deal.
Do chickens do that? They dig dirt mounds, I guess?
I guess. I don't know.
Ramps?
Now, my wife wanted chickens. Maybe she still wants chickens.
See? And you said, there'll be no chickens in this house. And if she wants them, she's going to get them.
No poultry on my watch, sir.
And there's no
I say
zoning.
good day.
There's no I say, good day, sir. No, there's no zoning for anything in Buford.
So as I was saying, they'll be walking through downtown Buford. You know that.
50 chickens. All right. So the biggest problem to the husband, at least, is that the chickens poop a lot. We already pick up our dog's poop in the yard regularly, but if we didn't pick the chicken poop up at least every other day, it would be everywhere.
I would think chicken poop would be hard to pick up.
That would be my guess.
And even harder to put down.
It's also become a problem because our dog has made it a habit to roll in the chicken poop, which means he needs baths a lot more often. The other day, we were hanging out and I noticed our dog rolling in something. Sure enough, it was chicken poop. So I told my wife she is going to need to give our dog a bath. She told me that she gave him a bath last time just a couple days ago, I told her since the dog rolled in her chicken's poop that she was the one that needed to give him a bath.
Your chicken poop, ma'am.
So I'm going to be honest with you. These people can't handle 2 chickens. They don't sound like they should be starting, their farming career out at this point. If they can't handle 2 chickens, I think I don't know.
Yeah. I told her if she's going to let the chickens roam and poop in the yard, she needs to be the one to either make sure all the chicken poop is cleaned up, or to be the one to bathe the dog after he rolls in it. Husband goes on. My argument is that this was a chicken-related incident involving our dog.
A chincident.
Which means it's her responsibility. Her side is that I'm being unreasonable by expecting her to take full responsibility of our dog as well, even though we both wanted the dog. I told her that I gave our dogs baths, our dog baths, just as much as she does, because he's a dog and he gets dirty. But if he gets dirty because of her chickens, then it's her job to clean him up.
Do we see why half of all marriages end in divorce now? This is 2 chickens are causing it spreads, man. It's like
she did end up giving him a bath, but she's mad at me for forcing her to do it. She also told me that since I want nothing to do with the chickens, then I have to start buying my own eggs instead of eating the fresh laid ones we get from the chickens.
She showed him.
I told her that's ridiculous. But she said, I don't get the benefit from the chickens if I'm going to force her to do everything. Gentlemen.
oh my gosh.
Who is the asshole in this situation?
Yes.
Man, why wasn't there a I don't give a pluck in that story at some point? There had to be.
I think we should poll the audience.
It just cracks me up how she's holding the eggs over his head now. Like,
which came first?
Since you don't want these chickens, if you ever want to see these breasts again, you can forget about it.
Yes.
I think the explanation, the solution here is over easy. So what?
No, you guys are mere amateurs. I'm gonna put this comment up here. Is this going to end up with the husband choking the chickens? Nicely played, Howard. Nicely played.
Howard, you heard her tone. I'm guessing there's a lot of that going on.
Then feeding the carcasses to the dog.
Yeah, she's just going to come back with more chickens.
Yeah, right.
She's gonna top it out at 4 chickens.
No, I think she's going DEFCON 5 here. I think she's come back with more chickens. She's getting the zoned regulation total of 4 chickens and another dog. And she's not going to bathe either.
And she's gonna get a surly guinea and a peafowl just to like harass him more.
I've never owned chickens, nor do I want to. But do they make that big of a mess? I mean, to where 2 chickens can really cause all this damage?
Think about it, though. Think of how many references there are to chicken feces in pop culture. And I don't think they randomly chose that.
No.
I guess, yeah.
So there must be a lot of it.
All they do is eat legs and poop. That's essentially the extent of their existence.
And mascot at baseball games.
Well, the dog is clearly protesting. The dog is not happy and does not want the chickens around.
Well, or does he like rolling in the poop?
I would figure
rolling the poop a lot.
I don't mean to get gruesome here, but I can't believe the dog doesn't eat the poop and keep the yard clean. What good is a dog if it won't eat the neighbor's animal poop?
It's not the neighbor. I have deer like people have barn cats. There's about 10 or 11 of them that bed in the field behind my house, and my dog Pepper is dying on a golden corral of deer feces for about 3 weeks.
And then she comes in and licks your face, man.
Yeah.
Among other things.
What? What does that even
No.
mean?
No, I mean the dog is licking its own thing.
Okay,
not yours.
thanks for the clarification.
Thank you.
Because I was going to have to make I was going to have to make a peanut butter joke.
I was about ready to make that like
All
a
right,
bachelor party.
That went a little
Debbie's-
over TV 14. We apologize.
Yes.
Yeah, yes,
when
yeah.
when Debbie's dad came in, it's like, I knew you were looking at but bestiality.
All right, so who is the ass? I mean, who was it asked who the asshole was?
Well, our audience hasn't even gotten to. Okay, so I'm going to go through these comments here because you guys are rank amateurs. My wife verifies she does want chickens, so I think this is a cautionary tale.
Who's gonna rule the roost here?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Seems as though the Brown house also. One member of the Brown house also wants chickens, and it's not John.
It's only gonna lay brown eggs.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Karen, KFC finger licking good. Problem solved,
I
indeed.
agree.
Miss Wilson, the problem isn't really about the dog. They need to discuss keeping the chickens in their own fenced-in areas. She needs to be responsible for her pets.
Miss Wilson. So she's saying that he is not the asshole.
He is not the asshole. Gary basically says Brady poached his answer. Howard, at this point, she's going to foul it up even more. She doesn't give a duck.
He just switched birds on us.
He did indeed.
Bunch of turkeys.
Wendy, welcome. They really stink if you don't clean up after their coop or their poop. So, yeah.
So I think Miss Wilson had the most logical point of, keep them in a fenced-in area.
Right.
And it was the wife who wanted to free them, correct? To make them
Free-range
free-range chickens. Yeah.
Correct.
That means they'll be healthier whenever they eat them.
Okay. Now I'm off on a tangent here. That's another thing in my mind. Now we talked about this whole marketing thing with Brady
With
I think-
crystals?
yes, exactly. Free range eggs supposedly being more healthy than coop eggs.
I think you might be misinterpreting it. It's more about the chickens than it is the consumer. It's saying we're humane here. We're letting them free range.
No,
Well, then why would they
I-
promote it as something on the part that I'm eating once the chicken's
Right.
dead and I'm eating it?
No, I think this whole thing is about the eggs. Well, not the whole thing, but at least half of it.
I thought it was about the
eggs.
meat.
No, I've heard about the eggs. That's why I brought it up. I could even see the meat. I mean, if chicken gets more exercise, I could see that the
No steroids, no,
right,
you don't want to fatten up the chicken thighs.
exactly.
But I agree, Eric. I always thought it was something that, because otherwise they wouldn't talk about it on the package if it was something that didn't benefit the consumer.
Right. So now this is a true cautionary tale for the Browns. Now Savannah says, I want chickens, but we have 2 lab mixes. So this could actually play out in the Brown household.
I'm an idiot. I'm sitting there looking at that, and all I could think of is like, why are they mixing them in a laboratory? And then it took me a second, and I'm not even being funny. I'm like, I don't get it. Oh, I'm thinking too
Labrador.
hard.
Right. Yeah. You being the dog, one of the dog people here. So Wendy, the wife was informed ahead of time she wanted the chickens and is responsible no matter what. So therefore, the husband is not.
I'm going to play devil's advocate just for
Deviled eggs.
bowel movements and giggles. Okay. We don't have this information, but let's just say for a minute that the husband, obviously, he was against the chickens from the beginning.
Right.
They get the chickens. Did he, at any point in time, enjoy the chickens?
Well, apparently he was eating the eggs because the wife cut him off from.
True. So he likes the fruits of the chicken's labor. But also, did he enjoy it? Like, because even though he fought at the beginning, if he enjoyed the chickens once they had them, it's kind of like any pet. If you don't want the new puppy, but then when you get the puppy, you always want to play with the puppy, and then all of a sudden when the puppy does bad, you're like, well, that's not my puppy. If that's what he's done, then I think he is slightly being an asshole. But if he the whole time has been like, look, those are your chickens. I'm not touching them. I don't even want to look at the chickens. The chickens have nothing to do with me. If he's stayed stuck to his guns, then I agree he's not the asshole.
But again, I think we can go back to Miss Wilson's comment about we had this fenced-in area. Now,
True.
Now the wife has allowed the chickens to move outside of the fenced-in area. That's the whole rub here.
Yeah.
The dog is rolling in the feces that is created outside of said fenced area.
Yes.
That's the rub.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate because we haven't disagreed on any of them. So I'm trying to at least throw another argument in there just for some spark.
Understand. Howard says to keep the chickens in a freezer than the deep fryer. Gary says, I think the ethical handling is seen as beneficial as far as free range. Now, Howard says free range is a way to drive the price up, just like organic, quote unquote. And goes on to say free range and organic are two terms that to consumers mean healthy, to retailers means profit. I'm not sure I can argue with that.
No. The damn man's always...
Yeah, right. So, again, I think we have, other than your devil's advocate there, I think we have an agreement across the board, the husband.
But do you know what I mean? Like, that happens a lot where, like, one person doesn't want the pet, but then they end up, when nobody's around, they really, they like the pet. They
right.
It happens in my house.
Uh-huh.
A teenager that, was like, she was all about convincing to get the pet, but, the said dog sneaks into her room and chomps a new hairbrush. Come and get your dog.
Yeah.
I
mean, we do it with our kids. Your kid says something stupid, and that's your son. Well, that's your daughter,
Now, I'm thinking that most of the time we can tell when kids make comments or do things, which side of the equation those things come from. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. So I think we're done with that, and we'll move on. But first, we'll talk about membership and our website. And I will share the screen here and talk about our website and the membership portion of said website. There we go. You can go to our support page, playitbyearpodcast.com/support. You see the address up here. And you can look into being a member of our podcast. Our Earbud Hall of Famers who are our members are listed here on this page. 2, 3, 4. The 4 that we know of are in the room. Savannah, also
Rhonda.
Allison, Rhonda, and Allison, all in the room. We don't know about Christy and Joe. Sometimes they linger in the background and then comment out of nowhere. So they may be there too. Don't know about Jessica and Todd. I think your dad just listens, doesn't he?
He just listens.
Okay. But thanks to those 7 individuals, of course, Rhonda being our most recent Earbud Hall of Famer. But if you go to this page, you click on the Buy Me a Coffee link. It will take you to our crowdsourcing website, buymeacoffee.com. And if you look into membership there, it is $5 per month, $50 per year, one or the other. And again, we keep talking about swag and things. Next time the swag comes out, members, you will get a prize for your membership, free of charge.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Anything else to say about membership, gentlemen? I'm always the one that talks about these things. So
you do very well.
I'm just looking for that cat anus.
Cattiness?
Cat anus.
Oh, cat. I thought you said cattiness.
No, has it disappeared from the website now? From the
it has not yet. We'll get to that in a moment.
I think we're 2 weeks away from it.
Yes.
Brady's got it on his calendar. Cat anus disappears.
Well, we were just talking when you were in here last week. We need to come up with some other poster that stays on the website for another 12 weeks. That is equally whatever you want to call that.
I'm rusty on my Spanish, but it'd be a holiday like, what is it? It would be a Muerte de Gatos holiday, the dead cat, but I don't know what it is, or anus, so we'll just have to go with that.
All right, Todd, you have topic number 2.
I do. I'm kind of known as the food and or animal guy with our topics. So
Animal.
I decided on an animal topic for tonight, and I was looking back, and we've done ugliest animals. We've done I can't remember. We've done several animal topics, but we've never done just
animals.
Funniest animal names. And so, Eric, I don't know whether I think some of these I would like you maybe to pull them up. But some of them are just funny names, and some of them are a little bit on the risque side. So I may have you just spell it, like type it.
Okay.
But we start off pretty simple enough, pretty clean enough. The first animal on the list is an Agra Cadabra. An Agra Cadabra, and it looks to be some sort of beetle.
Is that AGRI?
AGRA, Agra.
Agra.
Cadabra, Cadabra, or Cadabra. I assume it's Agra Cadabra.
Agra
Cadabra. Yeah, it's a very colorful beetle. It's green, but I never heard of this before.
I'm stumped.
It would be a lot cooler if it were magic.
Magic in what way? I mean, what would
There it is.
There it is.
Agra Cadabra.
right?
It will reach out and grab you.
It looks long. It looks like it would be what, 1.5 2 inches long.
Seems that way. And
Long
actually,
enough to
it's
make me holler.
It's got a green end piece and a purple mid piece and a black head. It looks
That's
like
a thorax.
thorax, whatever.
A purple thorax.
You would think
That sounds randy.
you would think as many chapters as I wrote in biology, I would remember that.
Had you ever heard of an Agra Cadabra?
Agra Cadet? No, I had not.
I have not.
Yeah. So now you have. All right, moving on. We have much better ones. The next one. I don't exactly know how to pronounce it. A Ploparaxis turdy.
Okay.
A Ploparaxis turdy. Or it could be turd eye.
That's funnier. It has
It's
to be third eye.
turd eye. It's APLOPARAKSIS
Okay. Got it.
and then turd eye is TURDI.
That sounds like one of our made up words.
Man, I just avoided one turd on the sidewalk, and now I had to step around 2 turd eyes.
Oh man.
Oh, we're so mature.
So this is some sort of worm, maybe? Do you have the picture up? It looks very. No, that's not what I
That's a
have.
grasshopper.
Oh, hold on. That's the wrong thing here.
I don't see any turd eye.
There it is. The right here. The nope. Down, over. The pink thing. The pink worm looking thing by the goldfish.
It
Right
looks
bes-
like a funnel.
There you
It
go.
looks like a pink
Ew.
flesh funnel.
It
Ooh.
looks like a tapeworm.
Yeah. Look at the suckers on the end of it. It's got little wispy,
Gosh.
hair follicles on the front of it looking at you.
Some scary cilia.
It's got a hairy turd eye.
Yes, it does.
All right. Next we have the II.
Oh, I know what an eye is.
I figured you did, Brady. I would like to go to Brady with his first sound. What sound does an II make, Brady?
Now I'm relying on my memory here, and I remember having my Wild Kingdom card set, and the II was always at the front of it. And if I remember right, it looks like this thing's had about 5 too many espressos.
Yes.
So,
it does.
but how an II would sound to be, hey, 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 hey.
So it just yells a personal pronoun out the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're a lemur, actually. It's a type of lemur
Lemur.
found in Madagascar.
So, how do you spell that?
AYE hyphen AYE.
Aye, Captain.
If you did not if you had one as a pet and didn't name it Captain, you're not trying.
Or Mimi. I think that would be a good name for it. I the Mimi.
Here we go.
I find it interesting that its name's an I, spelled differently, but look at its eyes. Like its eyes are the most dominant part of its.
It looks like somebody walked in on it while peeing accidentally. Like,
Walked in amid a Plopocaris third eye.
No, Brady, that's the sound it makes. Ah!
You know,
Be
as
devolved.
harmless as that thing probably is, if you were to look out your window at night and that was just sitting there,
Could you see? Like you open your curtains and that's staring back. Ah!
yes,
I would
the
go,
old
no.
scene, the scene from Salem's Lot where the vampire is scratching on his window. This would blow that one to hell and back. All right, next on the list.
We have some comments.
Okay,
Oh,
Miss Wilson said the cat's full moon can still be seen for a couple weeks. That is correct on our webpage. Mr. Brewer, does it reach out and grab you? Speaking of the
Agra Cadabra.
Agra Cadabra, yeah.
yes.
Howard says when your Ploperaxis' third eye gets some charm.
Oh.
And Gary says turd eye.
Yes. I was thinking the same as Brady was. It is pretty cute. I assume you're talking about the eye and not the turd eye.
Howard says, I am the Frito Bandito.
I think that thing needs to be an animate. There needs to be an animated I for like 5-hour energy.
All right. Next we have the world's ugliest fish,
Fist.
the blob fish. Blob fish. Wait till you get a load of this. It looks like some sort of canned ham that was fresh squown out of the can.
Squirt.
I hope you can find this exact picture. It's just blob. B-L-O-B fish. F-I-S-H.
Blobfist.
What? Hold on.
Oh.
This thing looks.
I'm going to guess what picture you're looking at because I don't know.
Okay.
It hasn't popped up on mine yet.
It hasn't mine either.
Here we go.
Anticipation. It looks like the wet Ziggy.
What's with the mucus coming out of the one side of its mouth?
Is that the same picture you're looking at?
No, it's actually not, but I like that picture.
I think this is the animal equivalent of Jimmy Durante.
Can you scroll down on the pictures a little bit? Those look like all the same picture. Not that it's not ugly enough in that picture, but
Oh, here's a closer up.
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah, what is that green stuff right there?
I don't know.
Probably why it's frowning.
It's,
Because it just yacked. It looks like it threw up.
It's peas flavored baby food.
Ew.
Ew. That's disturbing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh gosh. All right, we'll move along. Next up, we have the boop boop. It's a species of sea bream fish native to the eastern Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean and Black Seas.
Does it look like Betty Boop?
It's this one's actually not worth looking up. It's just a very normal looking fish.
Normal
Okay.
Harish.
A boop boop.
A boop?
All right. Next we have, this kind of ties into the Am I the Asshole game. We have a chicken turtle. A chicken turtle.
Stepped in that too
Okay.
before.
So and the dog rolled around in it, right?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out what looks different about this turtle compared to other turtles. See if you can see anything in a bigger picture maybe. But to me, it just looks like a regular old turtle.
It might be okay. I'm not being stupid here, but it could be in its movement. Maybe when the tortoise is out moving and it like yeah.
Maybe it does.
Here, I got one for you. This probably would not show the difference in the chicken turtle, but
And I said, "Take my wife, please."
Maybe they call it that because it just yells the word chicken all day long. That's what it looks like it's doing there.
Oh,
No, it's
I have a
it's
legitimate. I have a legitimate theory. Maybe it's because it's got a beak.
Ooh, but don't all turtles kind of have a beak?
Well, but not that. No, some of them have the rounder, smooth, rounded face.
I wonder
But
if it
that
could.
one looks like it has a beak.
I wonder if it's because people eat their eggs or something.
Ooh.
no, Brady, I think it's like that one Tom and Jerry cartoon. It makes the sound. Caw-caw, 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 caw-caw.
That turtle. Another thing it might be. Maybe it's faster than a regular turtle. Maybe it's the speed of a chicken.
Maybe
Could
it
be.
poops a lot.
Maybe so.
Or on that same cartoon, maybe it says,
All right. Next up, are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Sure.
A colon rectum.
What?
Colon rectum.
He couldn't drive him. He wrecked him.
It's a
Colon
it's
and
a
rectum.
rounded fungus beetle found worldwide,
Okay, is that
and it
spelled
seems to
like-
have done nothing whatsoever to deserve its name. That's what it says here. So yeah, it's a colon rectum.
Okay, so when is it spelled like?
Yeah, yes, COLON RECTUM.
Because when I search out
Yeah, you might want to be careful.
colon rectum,
The colon rectum tortoise.
I will show you the first thing that comes up here. So, that would
That's not
be
it.
That's not.
Wouldn't it be cool if that was the shape of it though? That's why it got its name. It was just shaped like an
The
actual
turtle's
rectum.
laughing.
I bet that turtle would eat these colon rectums.
Probably would.
Yeah.
So let me.
Yeah.
Is this worth looking up? Is it?
That really, there's nothing remarkable. It's brown.
But it's
How
not a
big
colon
it
rectum. Did you mean to do that?
No, I was describing it. It's a brown beetle. It's got a couple antennae. It's got a. It looks like it's a bit armored. Like it might have like most beetles, has a protective shell. All right, moving on. Be very careful Googling this one.
Oh.
This one is. I hope this doesn't push the TV 14 limits, but the common cockchafer.
Okay.
No laugh out of that. That's you guys are scared again.
No, I was just thinking why the rooster has dry skin.
It's another damn beetle. I don't know why. It's got carrots on its eyes. It looks like.
Carrots on it.
Well, maybe it crawls on.
The
male-
cockchafer is a type of flying beetle.
There you go.
Now that's the rectum. That's the colon rectum, isn't it?
No, that's a cockchafer. Well, this what came up when I
I hope that's what came up.
a quick guide to the common cockchafer. That's what this is.
Yeah. The picture I have looks a little different, but that could be it from the top. But the one I have has these little. First off, it's hairy. It's got orange horns and red legs and like a white, almost looks like a snake underneath of its belly, like almost
a carapace.
like it has a rattler, the texture of a rattler.
Yeah.
And yeah, the picture I have says a common cockchafer on a leaf.
Okay, it might have got its name. You said it's a flying beetle.
It says it's a flying beetle.
Okay, so maybe it swarms around the said rooster, and that when they land like an aircraft carrier, and it lands on the chicken's back, it causes chafing when it
Chafing?
lands.
I don't know. This is interesting because it says it's also called a doodle bug sometimes. I've heard of a doodle bug, I think.
Yeah.
I think I have
And
too.
or a maybug. Now I've heard of a mayfly, but not a maybug.
Yeah.
And maybe is probably in the same. Yeah.
All right. On this next one, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. So just type it, Eric. It's DIK hyphen DIK.
Oh, I know how to pronounce that.
How?
No, yeah.
Is it Deek Deek?
Depending on what continent you're on. But I'm going to play. I'm going to go back into my memory bank again to my Wild Kingdom card set. And if I remember right, this is a small hoofed mammal like a deer, like a miniature looking deer or antelope.
It does look like a miniature deer with no tail.
Okay, so can I read you the Wikipedia entry or a little bit of it?
Sure.
However you pronounce it. Let's say deek deeks are named for the alarm calls of the females. In addition to the female's alarm call, both the male and female make a shrill whistle through their long tubular snouts when they feel threatened. So yeah.
So they're like Cubert. They have a tubular snout.
Right. Yeah.
I'm trying to how do you look it up where it tells us how to pronounce something? Where you can hear it.
We'll just look at the phonetic respelling in the dictionary.
Hang on.
Well, does Wikipedia do that?
Oh, audio unavailable. I know why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. So let me put up the.
We are looking at how to pronounce this animal. This is the name of the smallest type of gazelle found in Africa. So this is a rather cute and small animal. We are looking at how to pronounce simply Dick Dick.
So
Simply.
Simply. The thing looks like it might have eaten a lemon and or is nonplussed.
And Todd, it has a faux hawk.
It does. It has my hairdo going.
It must have went to Great Clip.
It's
Sorry.
yeah. Speaking of which, I had to be a deek there tonight when I was there earlier.
Did you let out a shrill whistle through your snout out to the other stylist?
So
I let out my female alarm call.
I could hear that narrator when Todd's in the great.
This is the agitated elementary teacher.
This is Todd in his girl great tips, and he is being a dick.
Simply.
What a dick.
All
right, next.
Well, hold on. I'm ignoring our audience here. We can't do that. Brady called whichever was that the Blob Fish. You called a slimy Ziggy
Yeah.
or a slimy
Kilroy.
Kilroy. And John said, "Looks like a pimple that needs popped."
Yeah. You've gone too far, John. I'm kidding.
John also wondering if the turtle crows, the chicken turtle. Now, Kyle King in the room. Kyle always there with good information and
a good rule.
Common sense rules to games. Chicken turtles are unique from other turtles due to their winter egg laying period.
See?
Whoa.
I was close. I said something about their eggs.
There you go. Welcome, Kyle, by the way. Howard, colon rectums aren't too hard to find. I might need a road map, flashlight, and a tour guide.
Some rubber gloves and KY jelly.
God.
Or maybe a camera sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Miss Casing. It did. The Eric's picture didn't show the hair, but
I don't like big bugs.
Gary wondering.
I will not lie.
Gary wondering why you couldn't have just gone with Maybug, Todd.
Well, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have been on the funniest name list had it just been going by the Maybug. That's why. Plus, I didn't read it till we were already done.
Yes, Howard Dick is not a bird. It's a deer.
It's not a bird.
Not a bird. Gary, basically Bambi with a nose job.
A very bad one.
Kyle, Eric, can you please forward me that guide you were referencing? It's for my wife. Did I mention a guide?
He's talking about the. Is he talking about the? Am I the asshole? The chickens?
Oh,
I think, yeah.
Could be. Are we having a chicken issue there in the King household?
All right, next animal.
I won't ask.
A fried egg jellyfish. Fried egg jellyfish.
It's all coming back to eggs.
Yeah, there's a lot of egg talk tonight, isn't there? This looks just exactly like a fried egg in the picture I have. It's aptly named.
All right,
But-
here we go.
A fried egg.
It looks good enough to eat.
Oh, here's the most eggish picture I can find of it.
Can you eat jellyfish?
I would not recommend it, as long as if you avoided its tentacles. But I really can't imagine there being much there. It'd be like a glob of snot.
Yeah, you need a picture from closer to the an aerial shot. The one I have straight up. Can you see that? Can you see mine?
I can. It does look like a fried egg.
Maybe that one
Scary side down.
or this one.
Nah, the one
It looks like it's wearing a sunbonnet.
the one I have is straight down, like straight down on the. See, there you go. That's a little better.
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I would want to see one up close, to be honest.
No.
All right.
No yelly harish for me.
Jellyfish. Is that a national park?
Oh, Kyle referring to the cockchafer guy.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll forward that right along.
I understand. Oh my!
Probably not the guide you're looking for, then.
next we've seen this before on other animal lists, but the frilled necked lizard. There's I think that was on one of the other lists, which just you've seen those before. They like chase people
Yeah.
and they have the necks that flare out. This one's interesting. The gorilla.
Do that again, bro.
Gorilla.
Do that again.
What? Oh,
The Latin name of the western lowland gorilla really is gorilla, gorilla, gorilla.
well, they really worked hard on that one.
I mean, yeah. I don't know why, but I never knew that. I mean, it's.
Gorilla, gorilla, gorilla.
I guess I don't usually know the
And it
Latin
appears
terms
in
for-
your shower.
The Hellbender is up next. Sounds like somebody who would have been in like one of Hellraiser's in the Hellraiser movie, one of his chodies.
Pinhead's at the door, but run away. No, it's Hellbender.
This is the Hellbender is the largest amphibian in North America, growing up to 75 centimeters long. Pull up the Hellbender, Eric, if you will. It looks a little bit.
I got it.
Looks like something you'd step on in the crick.
Not the creek.
The crick.
Crick.
I don't know if I stepped on a 75-inch salamander.
No,
that might be
seven-
the last thing. Yeah.
75 centimeters, Brady.
Oh yeah.
Step on-
I know you've been trying to say for years a centimeter is an inch, but it's not.
Hello.
Hello.
Uh,
I have rendered Brady speechless.
Man, that thing's.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a salamander on each end of it. Doesn't
yeah,
it?
it looks like it's got a conjoined, like weird T-Rex arms.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah,
You can see how they blend in though. How the color of the water, they look like coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah.
It's the coffee salamander. All right, next up we have the ice cream cone worm.
Ew.
It looks like a pretzel. The picture I have that has been dipped in the what's the popular everything bagel seasoning,
Oh yeah.
and then it's been like flayed apart like a wire. The picture I have,
Like an untwisted wire.
it's got the pink part, which is that's the only worm looking thing about it, and then it's got some some little pokey things.
That's the scientific term.
Ew.
Ew.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah,
Must be,
it's gross. It looks like one of those liver flukes or something like that. It's
So,
gross.
What's that on that? Was that hand that was there? Is that a guy that got his finger bitten off by an ice cream cone worm?
How do you like to explain that one?
Coonish there.
Huh?
It's a little bit more coonish in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks hollowed out.
Hollered.
The middle one looked like something Devin would whittle into a drumstick. All right, I'm skipping this one. I'm going straight to the mountain chicken.
The mountain chicken.
That's strange.
Yeah, go ahead and Google the mountain chicken, Eric.
Fix me some mountain chicken. Oh, this is gonna be good.
So, no, I see the scientific name of the mountain chicken. Leptodactylus phalanx.
Okay,
Oh.
no, wait. Don't. I'm gonna break it in my Moorhead State zoology. Lepidoptera. It's a big winged something.
So wing, Ed.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
You couldn't be further from the truth.
Okay. Lepidoptera is a butterfly. Lepa. I wonder. I might be having my Latin references mixed up.
Here is the mountain chicken.
There's the mountain chicken. Now that sounds like something that was made up by like.
Gonna go gig me some mountain chicken.
Yeah, mountain chicken's good eating, boys.
Ready?
You can take the mud vein out. So for the good of our audio listeners, the mountain chicken is a frog.
Yeah. It says this is a.
I don't know where the phalanx part comes from, but
Wow.
This is in the Caribbean, and it's they call it a mountain chicken because it's large, first off, and it is hunted to kill and eat.
So they were gigging him.
Tastes like chicken. Right?
Yeah.
Look at that gullet on that thing.
That is quite a gullet.
It's like it swallowed an everlasting gobstopper.
All right.
Next on the list, we have a mustached puff bird.
Mustached puff bird.
Mustached puff bird.
Well, I'm
It is
guessing.
plump, round, and fluffy,
Yeah.
and it has small tufts of white feathers around its beak, making it mustached.
Here we go. Mustached beak. Puff bird.
There's a parody there. And it's
like-
like Mustang Sally, mustached puff bird.
There you go.
Mustache puff bird. That one looks like I don't know. It looks like it was interrupted while reading the paper, and somebody asked it an annoying question.
I think it looks like that one Muppet with the high forehead. What's it? It's the eagle Muppet.
Yeah, it kind of does.
The one that looks like John Kerry.
Something like that.
I always thought he looked like that Muppet.
All right.
right.
Next on the list, we have the pink fairy armadillo.
Well,
The pink fairy armadillo. It's pink. It's the smallest of the armadillo species. It grows to just 15 centimeters long.
Okay.
It's also nicknamed the sand swimmer because it can swim through the ground as fast as a fish can swim through the sea. That's crazy. That's kind of scary.
So
it's an Uncle Cracker song.
I mean,
before I show this, I mean the amazing thing is look at the hair on this thing. It's like fur.
gosh, it looks like a woodchuck that got some hot dogs. Like somebody laid a stack of hot dogs on its back.
I was gonna say, it looks like somebody shingled a gopher.
If the shingles were made of meat, got meat shingles and big old stupid looking feet, and a sad excuse for a tail.
So
I'm just gonna pick this
Like
thing
you're
apart.
describing me.
I
You worthless.
wholeheartedly believe that this animal and the duck-billed platypus were the last two that God made and said, well, yeah, let's throw something together and make people laugh.
Yeah. But could you imagine that thing coming at you as fast as a fish can swim through the water? That is scary.
The sand, like a dune, like in the movie Dune, when one of those big old sand critters or tremors is making like a, like the gopher in Caddyshack does. Like, brrr.
Looks like it just stole a rack of ribs from Butterbees.
On its back.
On its back, yes. It's getting away with them. That's why
It
it's
had to
moving
put
so
on
fast.
its new Crocs because the concrete was too hot.
Man, that is ugly.
More a guinea
Strange.
pig with a cradle cap or something. All right. Just so you know, not that I'm trying to squelch conversation here, but we are an hour and 25 in. So
Pleasing fungus beetle is the next one.
a pleasing fungus beetle.
It's actually a pretty attractive beetle. I mean, it's got some
Like Paul McCartney.
It's George Harrison. All right, I'm going to skip the raspberry crazy ant. Raspberry crazy ant. Sarcastic fringe head.
All right. So,
All right, check out the
Libach.
Lebach. Google the sarcastic fringe head, Eric.
no, I got the perfect picture here.
I bet you do.
Here we go, and I'll make the sound effect.
Oh, here we go.
Blah.
Man, that thing looks like something like a kindergartner drew.
It looks like a He-Man character.
It does. Lipor.
Oh.
It looks like it's been, I don't know.
It looks like maybe somebody stepped on its toe or something.
It's got a little bit of a mustache going up there, it looks like.
And it drank too much mustard.
Looks like it just got eaten at the Chinese buffet and it's all swelled up on sodium.
Which, once again, is like me.
It's got jowls.
The picture, Eric, go to about the middle of the page over there. There's a really colorful, bright picture. It looks like it can flare open up in the middle. There.
Here.
Yeah.
So it's the fringe, Fringe.
Sarcastic fringe head.
Oh, I thought it was sarcastic French.
No, fringe. That picture that Eric's going to click on, it can flare its lips.
Picture doesn't want to seem to open.
Anyway.
No, Brady, I would have made a totally different sound if it had been French.
Well, that's why I went le boc, because I thought it was a French.
Oh,
Oh, man.
This next one, this will give you nightmares. The Satanic leaf-tailed gecko.
Holy diver!
We're off to the witch. Yeah, this thing looks creepy. If the pictures you can find look like this one, it's very crimson.
Crimson and clover. Ooh, that is creepy. I don't know, as creepy as the picture you have. Those red eyes. Those red eyes. The red
Like a doll's eyes. They roll white.
That's gonna eat you with my long, large tongue.
All right, so I'll just go through the list now. Don't worry about looking them up. But in case anybody wants to look some of these up, there's some funny names here. The Screaming Hairy Armadillo.
Screaming hairy animals.
So the thing earlier was not
The Screaming Hairy Armadillo.
armadillo.
It was a pink. It was a
Pink fairy armadillo.
pink fairy armadillo.
Because I think Screaming Hairy Armadillo would have been a much more apropos name for that creature.
Yes, we have a fish called the slippery DICK.
I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That was the deek. This is the slippery deek.
I think we've talked about the slippery deek before.
Sparkle muffin. Well, that's not the manliest name an animal was ever given, is it?
Nope.
Sparkle muffin.
Sparkle muffin.
Sparkle muffin.
Spiny lump sucker.
Yeah.
The strange tailed tyrant. It is literally just a bird with his tail looks just like a one big feather, like like somebody has a feather in their hat or something. That's what its tail looks like.
But evidently, it wasn't very democratic.
The tasseled wobbegong.
That's yeah.
The tufted titmouse. Wonderpuss photogenesis.
Now, Howard says the sarcastic fringe head is a cool name for a band. I believe the one you just said also would be a cool name for a band.
And that is it. I'm assuming that looks like some sort of the Wonderpuss photogenesis looks like some sort of octopus, which would make sense.
Yes.
It's Wonderpuss is a combination of the German word wonder, which means miracle or wonder.
Wunder.
In the English wunder.
Wunder.
In the English octopus. So that is your list of 30 funniest animals in the world.
Indeed. All right. So back to the website. And once again, if you want to research some of the terminology that we use, you can go to our play-by-ear isms on the top menu, and it will take you to this page where there is a Urban Dictionary list of Urban Dictionary list of terminology that we use, complete with example sentences. So in honor of Kyle King, who is in the room, I hope he's still in the room, I will read the term annusery. Kyle King created that term, meaning negative, mean-spirited, jerkish, or just plain idiotic actions by a person that have rendered them as having the same qualities as an anus. That guy just showed up to a public event shirtless and cursed out a child. Have you ever seen such annusery?
I know, without even having to give it much thought, who came up with that sentence. Brady and his hatred for anyone shirtless.
Indeed.
Brady's been like a 90-year-old man since he was even a ute when it comes to people with no shirts on.
Yep. All right.
All right. Brady, your turn.
Okay, we're gonna get serious again. You know, we started off serious and we got lighthearted, and then we're gonna go with some serious. I was debating macroeconomics, the modern Middle East, so I went with the most offensive smells ranked.
Nice, close.
I see what you did there.
So, without any further ado, so basically, this is from a website called Ranker, and it does just that. So it's audience input. It's not scientific, which I like this one because this is something we could chat about and something that we could, discuss. But I'm going to start off randomly with at number 20, the corpse flower. It's a large flower that when it blooms, it smells like rotten meat to attract flies to pollinate it. And it smells like a dead body, kind of. So I've never got to smell a corpse flower, so I can't input this too much.
Where are these located?
The rainforest, but I do not remember which continent.
Gotcha.
The Cincinnati Conservatory's got one, but it only blooms like once every 6 years or something.
So look at the size of this thing here. Imagine
there it
stank.
is.
Imagine the stank.
All right. So it starts off after the corpse flower comes Stinky Feet, which I expected to be higher because of where, the friends that I'm around. One of our friends is infamously has shoes that had to be put outside.
All right, you have to tell the story now if you're going to bring that. You can't just go halfway down that road.
Well, one of our friends rocked a pair of white British Knight sneakers, but he rocked them without the socks.
There's nothing more 80s than that sentence right there.
Yeah, rocked out the British Knights.
And Bugle Boy pants and BK shoes.
Yep.
And a painter's cap with
and a hypercolor T-shirt. But anyway, these British Knights were referred to as the cheese feet, because they smelled suspiciously like a rotten table at La Rosa's. So
You have to text me who this is. I'm sure I've heard it before, but
yeah,
that means it wasn't me.
No, it was not you. Limburger-esque.
I don't think I ever owned BKs.
yeah. I think you came along. Yeah,
I remember them being out, but they were never. What I always wore whatever after basketball season. So BK was never a big basketball shoe.
No.
Well,
So-
they probably
What
were.
do I got here going?
They probably were not stylish when you were worried about style.
Well, like I
Was
said,
that-
I pretty much only wore what I had for basketball season and after basketball season was over. I don't remember. Were they ever basketball shoes?
I don't think they were. They were more a casual sneaker.
Like LA Gear would have been along that same line. Were they? LA Gear never really made it into the basketball realm either.
Not even Joe Montana plugging them.
He
Okay,
was
so
a
I'm going to
football
move.
player.
Yeah, sorry. Move past Stinky Feet. And this one's just kind of funny because it says dark urine. Now,
So, why is dark urine any worse than? I guess other than like just clear, clean urine, but is dark urine worse than? Does it mean dark like yellow or dark as in like coffee?
it would be like somebody like the difference of somebody that's drank like 2 gallons of water and then relieved themselves as a person who hasn't drank enough and eaten like French onion soup and pork and
Well, that's
beer.
what. Yeah, because at first when you said dark urine, I thought of like tar, like motor oil. But you just mean dark yellow, just
yes.
a sheen over the hue of wheat urine.
Somebody that's not properly hydrated.
Yeah, if you're in the color chart of urine, it goes clear, semi-clear, wheat, salmon.
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 Uh,
Oh, okay. So the next on the list is skunk. Now this one gets
Pulpus.
Pulpus. This is something that we could all relate to, but I have something very personal to add to this because we've all smelled pulpus as we've gone by it on the road, and but I have had the the honor of getting sprayed at Ground Zero. When I was walking the dog, I had just gotten back from vacation and I'd put my dog Crockett on the leash and we were walking at night before bed. And out of a what do you call them? A storm grate, not a storm. What are the round
manhole covers.
No, not that. What are the metal tubes called again? That you
The metal tubes.
yeah, that's in the sewer, like in a ditch.
You're talking a
Pipes?
Yeah, a big old pipe. I thought it was
Tiles?
a name. Nah, but not important. But a skunk popped up, spun its rear end around, and blasted us. And I didn't see the skunk, because it was dark.
And its butt was not.
Yes,
culvert.
So,
There it is, culvert.
and it
Thank you,
smelled like
Stan.
onions.
So, first off, is pulpus on our list of isms? Because if it's not, it needs to
It
get on
needs
there.
to be.
That-
For
that
some
is
reason, I
true.
think it is.
I've never been sprayed by a pulpus, but there was one time I remember being a Ute and getting on the school bus, and we were waiting on the bus outside, and it was just like a fog of pulpus. And I remember I got on the bus and I still smelled it on myself, like all the way to school. But I wasn't technically sprayed; it just baked into my pores.
Pulpus is not on our list.
It
So
needs to
should
be.
yes.
So, but anyway, like being close to the actual spray, it did not smell like what's alongside the road. It felt like being gassed, and it was horrible.
Have you ever been gassed?
Well, no, but anyway,
I mean, like
Fresh
this is-
trout lunch.
I wasn't gonna go there, but
Fresh trout.
Is that on the list? Is
oh gosh. So, going along the list, we've got also, and this is very specific, gas station bathroom.
gosh.
So there could be many eminences coming from a gas station bathroom. So, what sorts of smells are we talking? A conglomeration of smells?
I don't think we need much specifics. There's usually.
Paint me a picture.
Well,
Paint
here,
a
I'll paint you a
verbal
picture.
picture.
Get in your car. Drive to the first rest or gas station that you see. Open up, and there you go.
Yeah, without getting too graphic, our group that goes to our M3 festival every year, we went to Beaver Dam, Kentucky, a couple years ago to watch a concert, and on the way home, stopped at the most unfortunate gas station bathroom I've ever stepped foot in. It needed lots of tending to. It literally was like a bomb went off. Like a bomb went off in a. It's like a bomb went off in the Esther Price factory.
Oh man.
All
It was
right.
bad.
Okay. Continuing on.
Thank you.
Sorry. Let's see. Outhouse.
Out.
Outhouse.
Okay, so does outhouse include like a porta potty, or just
Well,
a wooden outhouse with a half or a
with
quarter
a moon cut into it. I am hearkening back to, I forget which locale around us. It was like a rest area, picnic area, and they had you might as well call them outhouse. It was a bigger one, and it just had the slab of wood with a hole cut in it that went down to the depths of Hades.
There was one of those at the old Ball Diamond on Purdy Road.
I was getting ready to say, when you bring up the half moon one,
Just a rough hole to sit on. There was no. It wasn't even rounded off. Like the edges weren't even rounded off. That was bad. Had to go back there in the middle of a game. You were in trouble. Hot summer baseball game.
there would be wasps in it.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted a higher class outhouse, you could go to the old Lions Club rest area,
There you go.
and you had the
Oh,
Did you ever notice that every one of those, like the bottom of the boards, were always like rotted about 9 inches up off the ground, like and all jagged? There was no like strong boards to make any of those. Nobody ever remade them. Like they made them one time and never changed out the boards or anything on them.
Well, would you want to replace those?
No, man. But on the other hand, this past weekend we played at up in Salina, Ohio, and right behind the stage they had a porta potty. That because there was some construction going on the same lot, and
Right.
And I had to take a leak, and it was brand new. There's nothing like a fresh, brand new, newly delivered porta potty.
Recently serviced.
I don't even think it had been. It was just delivered. I think it was.
So were you the first one to pee in it?
Yes. I don't know about that, but it just there was nothing.
Griffin,
There was nothing else in
about
it.
houses.
It even had the little how the built-in hand washer thing in it and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, bad breath is on the list. Not
Bad
much to say
breath.
about
I
that.
was gonna say that could take many different routes too.
I pride myself on not smelling bad breath.
Oh,
I think I'm able to pinch off my nose holes,
Pince.
pinch them off, and not smell it while I talk to people.
yeah. Let me get to. Let's see. I'm going to skip through to some more. What do you call it? Exotic ones. There's rotten eggs, and I think the one that was on the list that I honestly and accidentally can put on number one, and I'm going to read it exactly how it's listed. A number 4 overall on this list is dog anal gland discharge.
Oh, yes.
Ew.
Yes.
It's a foul pudding of a stench fest.
You can't even be in the same room as the vet when they're doing that.
Oh, I know.
God
So-
bless them. I don't know how they do it.
So do you think the vet just goes moof and can't can't smell it after a while, just after doing so many of those
I don't know.
procedures.
It's and we've always had dachshunds. I think it's more common in smaller dogs. But yeah, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah.
You gotta wear a face shield and everything else. They'll hit themselves in the eye with it if they're not careful.
No, I've never been a party to seeing anything like that or smelling anything like that. Or
They're not paid enough to do that.
well,
That's not much of an upcharge either. Their grooming places will do it. And they don't charge near enough. I'm saying that, and everybody that's grooms out there needs to raise their prices because you deserve it.
Katie thought I was totally making that up when I was talking about that, and I'm serious. She thought I was being funny.
Well, like I said, it's small dogs I think they have the issue more than I know. Dachshunds have it a lot.
Yeah. And I got to go to the top 3 here. Number 3 is Vomit.
Damn it. Yes. Indeed.
Number 2, Sewage.
Swede.
And most people ranked this number 1. Decaying animal.
They put that higher than
dog anal gland discharge. Yeah. I don't know how I managed to do this, but right before dog anal gland discharge was human feces. So the top 5 is human feces, dog anal gland discharge, vomit, sewage, and at number 1, decaying animal.
I'm going to put dog anal gland, what was it? Discharge?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put that higher than vomit.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm going to put both of those higher than decaying animal.
I totally agree.
Now, if you can see the decaying animal and you see a bunch of maggots, it instantly that's worse. But
all right. So I have a story about decaying animal. I don't know if I've ever told this story on this show, but one summer in college, I worked with the Ohio Department of Transportation, and nowadays, when you have decaying large animals on the road, all they do is like throw lime on them and let them just decay out. Back in the day, there were actually state workers that would go pick up the dead, usually a deer, and put it in the back of the truck and go dispose of it somewhere. So this was right outside of Mount Orb, south toward Georgetown, and this deer had been hit. Now, this was a Monday morning. The deer had been hit on Friday, and it had been 95 degrees all weekend. And
I have a stupid question. How do you know when the deer was hit?
Because the owner of the house told us.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it was laying into this guy's driveway. That's why he wanted it moved. So we get there Monday morning. And of course, the state worker who is the full-time employee sends the 2 college guys over to, and he's, I'm sure, getting great enjoyment out of sending the college guys over. So I bent down and I grabbed the back haunches of this deer.
Hindquarters.
Hindquarters, yes. And I heard a sound then that I have not heard before or since. And it was something to the effect of, and right after I heard that sound, the most ungodly stench.
So you think it was a dead deer fart?
Oh no, it was decaying organs of deer that had been disturbed by me picking up the hindquarters, and I don't know if they burst in there, but again, this stench. And had I had anything for breakfast, it most certainly would have been out on the road. And I couldn't do it. I had to excuse myself.
Was that the last day of working that job?
No, I finished out the summer, but that was the last time I had to be taken to pick up a deer.
One of my friends had a 3-wheeler ATV, and around their estate in their farm property, and there was a giant possum that looked like it had been inflated for the Macy's Day Parade. And he accidentally, we didn't see it in time, and went over it, and it just popped like a plastic bag. Pop! And you saw decaying guts. It's like out both directions. That is the closest I've ever come to vomiting on a wheeled, on an all-terrain vehicle. It was horrible. But even over the motor sound, you could hear the pop.
Ew.
Horrible.
Okay, Miss Wilson has an outstanding point here. Maybe the vets charge for the allergy non-itch shot because they don't get enough for the anal
There you
discharge
go.
procedure.
That makes sense.
Sure.
There you go. And Gary simply asked, number 2 is number 2?
Yes.
Well.
So do you feel that if animals could talk and they smell human feces, do they feel that smells worse than animal feces?
Well, I mean, I don't think they think it smells bad, really, because they roll in it. I mean,
Everybody likes their own brand.
Everybody is not bothered by their own brand. I don't know that everyone likes their own brand.
I was quoting Big Bastard or what's his name on Fat Bastard on
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. Thank you. Yes.
My dog Bennett that passed, he was a small terrier mix. But daggone, if there was any fresh pile of yellow cat poop around, he would roll in it.
Oh.
And he would come back to the house like he had just strolled through the Aventus by Creed aisle.
Bunch of looks like some spicy mustard all over his coat.
Oh, it was horrible. I hated when he rolled in the yellow cat poop. It was so bad.
Oh, gosh.
Why do dogs do that?
Like I said, it's like an achievement. I think it's almost like smack talking. You know that possum was in the or that cat was in the yard? I barked at it. It fled and it soiled itself, and I'm rolling in it. This is my trophy.
I own it.
I own it. Bark, bark.
Are there other animals? There's not very many other animals cats don't do that. They're too smart.
No, and they bury it, and they,
they're efficient.
Yeah, they are.
I can't think of any other animals that roll in that though.
There's got to be some.
Pigs do, right?
Well, do they have a choice?
Maybe not.
Why? Well, they could take their little cloven hooves and bury a little pit. But
I bet them uppity truffle pigs don't. They're too busy digging for truffles. The snobs of the pig world.
Well,
I can't be bothered with that poop. I gotta go find a truffle.
Yeah. Potbelly pigs hold it in and they're constipated, hence their name, because they're too uppity about their commerce conducting.
Jeff Ruby hires out the truffle pigs for their truffle butter. You ever had their truffle butter at Jeff Ruby's?
Have not.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's made out of truffle.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about truffle pigs until this year. I was 44 years old before I knew what a truffle pig was.
I still
learn
don't.
something new every day.
You don't know what they are, Brady?
No.
Yeah, truffles are in the ground, and pigs go and sniff them out and help find the truffles.
I thought you were going to say they grow in the pig feces.
They're working pigs. They go out and find the. I don't know what the difference between a truffle pig and a regular pig is.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You got a picture of a truffle pig?
I do. Show you the truffle pig.
And the truffle?
Well, I mean, the truffle's down there somewhere, I guess.
Well, you're going through a lot of truffle to find that pig, Eric. There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
But no, Jeff Ruby's has delicious truffle butter, like when they bring out their bread. And so I assume it's made out of real truffles.
There's where the pig looks like after it got the truffle, right?
We made truffle butter.
And I helped.
Boy, that was rough looking.
Yes, it is. You can't be uppity and look like that, right?
That would look like it got hit in the nose by a frying pan.
That's years of what do you call it?
There's a proud one right there.
That one, you can tell that one hasn't That one hasn't
Pig.
dolled up its snout by digging for a truffle yet. That one hasn't found any truffles. That one's green. But the one before it went looking for truffle in all the wrong places.
That one's giving you a smirk and a side eye right there.
Yeah.
Guess what I did on no troubles?
All right, Brady, anything else there with that topic?
No, I think we've exhausted that. It's wafted to the atmosphere.
We should we say this all the time, but one of these days we're going to have our eating episode where we try different foods. We should also try different smells. I wonder if you can order like nasty smells off the internet.
Yeah, it's called elementary school.
Yeah, right. Okay. Once again, our audio comes out on Friday mornings at 3 a.m. unless I get technical difficulties like I did this past week, and it came out a little bit later on Friday. But at any rate, you can find it on most any audio podcast provider there is. We are on most of them. Also, our video will be archived here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. It looked like Twitch. I was getting a message. Twitch and Periscope on Twitter were having some issues, so there may be some issues with that particular platform. But at any rate, you can certainly find it on Facebook or YouTube, archived there. All of our social media links are on our webpage. Once again, gentlemen, if you would please point upwards, www.playbyyourpodcast.com, and you can find all those things and more, and catch that cat anus before it disappears.
That's right. Mark that on your calendars, guys. Put a alert in your phone.
Cat anus last week. All right. Anything for the good of the order, gentlemen?
No.
It's ordered well.
All right. Todd?
All right. I want to give another shout out to Bree for filling in for me last week. It's good to know that we have people that are willing to help out when we are not able to perform. So,
and she endured our tomfoolery like a champ.
She did. She was the sensible person in this particular fun house.
So then she did not take over my role then.
No, she certainly didn't. She
Okay.
was much more,
She was the rose among thorns.
I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I'm going to over the weekend. So
she was much more respectable than you are, Todd.
like that's a tall order.
It is indeed a low bar, but she was quick to get over that low bar. All right, Todd, take us out.
Thanks for listening to the Play It By Ear podcast. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter at Play It By Ear Pod 2, and our website at anchor.fm/Play It By Ear podcast. Thanks again, and join us next time as we play it by ear.